Greetings from Toronto. My name is Milmantas, and I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I was prompted to create this YouTube video based on two instances. One, a Ukrainian lived in Lithuania and had to have his police clearance certificate translated 3 times in order to meet the requirements for Canadian immigration. And the second instance was I was working on a complex visitor visa application wherein the employment and the military record books had to be translated and included into the submission package. Individuals submitting their applications for Canadian immigration must ensure that all supporting documents issued in a language other than French or English be accompanied by an official translation, which means that immigration does not accept translation done by you, by the applicant, by your family member, friend, or your legal representative, be it a consultant, lawyer, notary public, regardless that your representative may be a certified translator. Let's discuss the challenges that Ukrainian had to overcome until his police clearance certificate was translated into an acceptable manner for immigration. The first time his certificate was translated by a translation agency in Lithuania. The agency attached a declaration signed by a project manager, but not by a translator. It is understandable that a foreign translation agency may not know, and it is not obligated to know the requirements for the translation of documents for Canadian immigration. Also, every country has its own requirements for the translation of documents. The second time, the translation was completed by a Canadian translation agency. And you would think that that agency would know the requirements for translation of documents for Canadian immigration. However, the translation was unacceptable either. Let's have a look at so-called certification of translation accuracy. I invite you to read that certification on the screen, and I will continue explaining the requirements for the translation. The issue here is that neither of the translations had a translator's affidavit or declaration attached to the translated document, wherein the translator would state that the translation was done specifically by that translator. Also, the translator must attest to the accuracy of the translated document. An agency is an entity, is not a person, and is not in a position to translate. In the second instance, the accuracy and poor quality of the translated documents were an issue. I was working, as mentioned at the beginning, on a very complex visitor visa application for which the employment record book and the military record book had to be translated from Russian and included into the package. I speak and understand Russian, and I had to refer to the original document as the translation was poor, including poor choice of words. You know, when you say that nobody says so in English, nobody says so in Russian. As a result, due to poor translation, the entire file might lose credibility. Therefore, the council should read all the translations and request the translation to be amended or translated by another translator if required. Based on my experience, it is highly recommended that documents be translated by translators living in Canada, except maybe documents such as birth certificates, marriage certificates, or other ID documents. Failing to provide complete, accurate, and a certified translation into English or French can have really dire consequences for your application. I invite you to refer to my blog on the website. The link is attached in the notes as well, wherein I analyzed the requirements in detail and provided some case law regarding the requirements for the translation of documents and the consequences of the absence of translation or the consequences of poor translation. I trust and I hope that this YouTube video will greatly assist you in preparation of your application. If you require assistance in any of your immigration matters, I invite you to contact me and I would be happy and honored to assist you.